And there I hit record. We are recording so you can hear the audio. We can record the video as well. Make you a YouTube star. So, we have about 30 minutes. We're going to chat about where you are, how I can help you. I'll answer your questions. Whatever you feel will be time and spent, that's what we're going to focus on.
Yeah,
okay?
I have. So ever since I signed up, this is, by the way, an awesome program. I love it.
Oh, cool.
The only thing is, if you remember, I think on Monday you had a class on you. I think it was on Monday where you gave us those 16 different points on what does a broker need to do every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a text saying that I should overcome my fear in order to take up the client's fear, which is very hard to step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
And so my question is, do you hear me clear?
There is some background noise. Are you in like a public place or something?
I am, because yes, I am.
Okay.
I can go out. Is that good?
It's fine. I can hear you. It's okay.
Okay. So I have a few questions. What I did ever since I signed up for the Expire Plus is that I sent 148 letters. I got 28 back.
Okay.
I could not find any numbers, probably 3 phone numbers. So
you sent how many letters? 100?
48.
And how many were bad address?
28, even though I got them off the tax records.
Bad address? Okay.
And so they were sent back. Now,
okay, let me just make sure I understand. How did you get the 148? From the MLS?
So I went through MLS. I got everything canceled, withdrawn, and expired.
Okay.
And everything canceled, withdrawn, expired 3 years back.
Okay, all the way 3 years back. Okay.
Yeah. And then I went on tax records because during the 3 years, some of them were sold. And I got the name and I got the address. I sent them a brochure. Let me show you. I made the brochure. I copied it practically word for word from you. I made the brochure and I sent the letter. And then after that, okay, what is step 2? What do I have to do step 2? Wait, let me get you this is my brochure. It doesn't want to come up. Here we are. Of course, with my card and everything.
Sure. Very nice. Good.
And then see, and a letter with all of them.
Okay. So let's break it up and get you on track.
Yeah.
It's a good start. You're putting in the effort, which is fantastic. But we need to fine tune it.
Yeah.
Let me walk you through have you watched the quick start videos and downloaded the checklist?
I did.
Excellent.
As I was watching the videos, I was having the letters being sent out because obviously I can't send out the 148 in one day. And what I did is I focused on 3 different areas. An area with the price range of 150 to 200.
Okay.
Another area where 250 to 350. And then a third area from 500 to 1 million. But I didn't send to the 1 million one.
Okay, it's the same thing. There's no difference.
I know, but I thought I don't want to waste this customer without me having any practice.
Makes sense. Let me just look up something that will help you get on track. It's called the Expired Plus Active Approach Checklist.
Okay.
And if you don't have it yet, I'll tell you where to get it once we're done.
Yeah.
But I will show you what it looks like. Because if you don't have it, you need to get it right now. Not right now, but when we finish.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like this. Can you see it on your screen now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you have that.
Where do I get this from?
Okay, it is part of the Expired Plus, and I'll show you where to get it. Once you log into the website, it is under Lesson 1, where it says Start Here. You scroll down here, Expired Plus Active Approach.
I missed it. Okay.
Okay, it's easy to miss because I just updated it. We're going to also make it part of the main download. But this is what's going to help you, because once you open it, it is the same thing that you have in the book, the Expired Plus book.
Yes.
But There are a couple of things that I updated there. This will help you follow the system. So let's go through it real quick. First, get the contact information. Tax records is not a bad place to go, but it is not as reliable as some of the data sources that you can get, like Espresso Agent, Landvoice, or Redex. That's what your competition is using.
Okay.
That's why they're hitting more expireds and are more effective. They have better data.
Okay.
So my recommendation to keep it even with your competition is use one of them. My personal preference would be Espresso Agent.
I heard that. Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah.
Use the code Borino to try it, see how you like it. It's 29 bucks first 30 days. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
You're going to get the expireds, and if you work for sole miners, you can get physicals from there as well. If you look at the checklist, step 2 is you're going to call them first. Don't mail, because like you experienced, some of them have sold and or relisted.
Yeah.
You want to skip those.
Yeah.
Quick phone call will resolve that very quickly. Just follow the script. Hey, I'm not the first one. I understand. It's kind of crazy. And you just go down it. If they're not relisted, whatever they say, okay, not that important.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Some will say, yes, we still want to sell. Some will say, no, get lost, whatever. But if they have not relisted, you still assume they want to move. Mm-hmm. Now, some you will get into a conversation. And you can ask questions. You can find out what the situation was. Can you help them? Are they motivated? All that. But many of them will not be very receptive because you're just a stranger on the phone.
Yeah. And on mail, you're even more of a stranger.
Yes. So that's why you just want to kind of get the feel if you can. But even if you can't, it's still a good lead. You will still work them. Because at the beginning, when I started using the system, I would get people who would tell me, we're staying where we are. The markets are, we're not moving. We're not going anywhere. Don't bother calling us back.
The
3
funny
months
thing
later,
is,
Century 21 sign in the front yard.
Yeah. No, the funny thing is I found people with the same address, different addresses, but the same owner. And I found, so contacting them now is become, instead of sending them one brochure and one letter, I send 4 to one address. Apparently they have it as a rental or.
Yeah.
So.
And that will happen. That's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But before you start doing all this mailing, I want you to just go through the list.
Yeah.
So you call them first if you can. The second thing you're going to do is text them if you can. And Espresso will often tell you this is a cell phone try.
Okay.
Then you're going to put them into your contact management system. Then if you have their email, you're going to email them.
Mm-hmm.
So shoot them a quick email. And then you're going to go visit them. So instead of mailing, you want to have a conversation with them.
Yes.
You can deliver the same package and have a very different impact if you have a 10-minute conversation with them, as opposed to just somebody getting something in the mail.
And that was my next step, is that I have CMA for all the houses that are left. Mm-hmm. I have a CMA report for every single house. Mm-hmm. And then I work for Coldwell Banker, and then they they give out the seller proposal, which would be after.
Plenty of time for that. Don't worry about that. Mm-hmm. You want to invest a little bit of time, because until you know what their situation is, you just don't know. So you want to present yourself well. Mm-hmm. You want to deliver good information, but a market snapshot, which is just nothing but a list of active pendings and solds in the area, is good enough. Mm-hmm. No CMAs, no investing a lot of time into this.
All right.
You spend hours and hours and hours and hours. Oh, yeah. And it's just not good investment of your time. That will come in later. Okay. So you're going to drop off the package. Ideally, you want to find a window where you have the best chance to find them at home. So I had 2 windows in my area, and it was early in the morning, early AM, and then late afternoon. Mm-hmm. That was for me, because most of the people were couples, working class.
Yeah.
So they would leave around 8:30, 9 o'clock. They would go to work, come back around 5. Mm-hmm. So that was my first window, and second window was weekend. So what you need to test, you're in Albuquerque?
Yeah.
Okay, test the neighborhoods you target. When do you have the best chance to actually reach them at home and talk to them?
Yeah.
You will not reach all of them. That's not realistic.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. But find the window where you have the best chance. And it's going to require a little bit of testing and tracking and taking notes to see.
All right. And then when I do go, if I don't find anybody, do I leave something or just leave my card?
Excellent question. You're going to leave the package.
Okay.
So in the package, just follow it. It's in the Expired Plus. You're going to have the cover letter. The trifold brochure, the one you have is good. I would recommend upgrade to the 4-point version.
Okay.
What you have is the 3.0. It still works. It's not bad. It's better than nothing. It's better than 90% of your competition. But if you want to up the game, go to the 4.0. It looks different. It uses different marketing, and it's easier to produce. Okay? You're going to put the market update there. And if you have some marketing pieces that you use, like postcards, flyers, open house invitations.
Yeah.
Now you have your package. You're going to deliver it. You're going to have a chat with the seller. And if they qualify, if you feel like this is a good potential lead, you're going to give them the package. If they don't, you don't.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Then the real work starts. Because majority of the expireds you will not convert on the first try.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Very few will be like, thanks for coming. Come on in. We've been waiting for you. Where do we sign?
I wish it was that easy.
Sometimes. Occasionally you will really click with someone.
Yeah.
And you start talking with them. And then they will start telling you, well, what's our next step? We really want to sell. We like you. How do we go about it? Which is great. But don't fret if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It takes time. Especially with the expireds, you understand the psychology is, they're bummed out. They're disappointed. They're frustrated.
And they had the idea of selling, and then they canceled the idea. And exactly. I know. Yeah.
So it's going to take some nurturing. Now, how long? I had expireds I converted in days because they really wanted to sell. They were very motivated. I had expireds that took few weeks, and I had some that took months. It just depends.
I know that. Yeah.
So be patient, stay with them, because very often, even though they will tell you they don't want to sell, and they believe it at the time because of the emotions and disappointment and frustration, the idea, the desire, the goal is still there.
Yeah. Oh, some of them, they did move to a different house, which I found. I found where they live now instead of that old house.
Visit them.
Yeah.
Use that.
So every week, how can I make the list grow? Do I send to the old expires, or do I send to new and old, or just new? Both.
What you're gonna do is, what contact management system do you use now?
I can't find any that I'm liking now.
Okay, I'll give you one that I think is one of the best out there because it's both inexpensive but very robust. It's called LionDesk.
LionDesk, yeah.
I don't get paid by them. I just think out of all the contact management system, if you compare how much money you're going to spend and what you're going to get for your money, that's a really good system. I like it very much.
Okay.
It's called LionDesk. You start putting all these leads into your CMS.
And like these letters that I sent, are those considered leads?
Yes.
Okay. And do I keep on sending them something? Because like, for example, there is one family, they have 3 properties in Albuquerque, but they live in a different city. Do I keep on sending them letters and brochures? There's no number.
Yes. If all you have is their mailing address, that's still better than nothing.
Okay.
Now, you already understand that if you have a conversation with somebody, if you can get them on the phone or even better in person, the impact of your follow-up will be a lot bigger than if they're just getting a mail from a stranger.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's better than nothing, because if you don't send them anything, I guarantee you're not going to get that listing.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you keep sending, and here's what I found, and this will help you understand how the process works. And this is also where most agents screw this up. What I found, because I tested, like, how long do I keep in touch before I give up on somebody?
Yeah.
The window that I discovered was, this was my first contact. And whether it was a phone call or a text or just, I didn't have anything else other than just mail them or drop off the package. Second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way to number 15. And I have found that majority of my conversions happen right here. Between 5 and 15.
Okay.
So I would mail them or send them something or call them or visit them. And it took 5 to 15 contacts in various forms to convert most of them. Now, some you will never convert, but you just don't know.
Of course. Yeah.
So until I know these people are not going anywhere, or they're not motivated, or I really don't want that listing, you treat them as a good lead.
Of course, obviously.
Makes sense?
They may even give me, refer me to someone. If they don't use me, they may refer me.
Positive. But that would require building a huge amount of trust.
I'm hoping.
It's fine. And it's good that you're building your sphere. You will have a much better chance getting referrals from your neighbors, your close friends, your family, your past clients. Those are much better sources.
Of course.
Because you have a different type of relationship.
Because they tried me.
Yeah, exactly. Or they know you really well. They know Maysan's a really nice lady. She knows what she's doing. We can trust her.
All right.
It's a different
when I do hit some expires, do I keep on hitting the same? For me, I'm doing 3 areas, or should I just continue and move on to the rest of the city? Should I concentrate on 2 or 3 areas, or should I move on to the rest of the city?
That's a good question. Instead of going by geographical location, you're going to work it backwards. Let me ask you this. Next 12 months go really well for you. How many transactions would you like to close? What would make it a good year for you in the next 12 months? So between today and 12 months from now.
My goal is to have 1 every day. Because I've been working for a year and I only had 3 transactions. So if I have 1 every 1 or 2 days, that would be good.
Well, how many closings would you like to have?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 1 or 2.
That's not realistic.
That's not realistic.
Go from 3 a year to 300 a year.
Okay.
Hear me out.
How about once a week?
Because it takes very different level of systems and support and people. You're going to need staff to do 300 deals.
Okay. All right. That's
you're
good.
going to grow to it. But it's not realistic to build it so quickly that you just leap to it. That's not.
I'll fall apart. If once a week is once a week realistic?
1 a week? Is it?
Like
I
50.
Be careful how I answer that. With the right determination, putting the right systems in place, and being diligent about your marketing, your skills, and all that, it's possible. I've had students who pull that off very quickly. Within 2 years, build a very profitable business.
Yeah.
So yes, the answer is it possible? Yes, it's possible.
But it needs.
Out of those 50, you're going to work it backwards. And here's what I mean by that. If I want to close 50 transactions, it's going to take 50 listings to get, give or take.
Yeah.
To get 50 listings, how many appointments do you need to go on?
I would think I would need every month to go between 150 to 200.
Well, let's say it's a double. So you need to have 100 appointments to get 50 listings. 50% closing ratio. That's not bad. So you need 100 appointments in the next 12 months. And then you need to figure out, in order for you to get 100 appointments, how many leads does it take? Because the conversion is leads into appointments into listings.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So how many appointments, if you need 100 appointments, how many leads? Now, you probably don't know the exact number. Start tracking it because it's different for different agents.
Yeah.
There are different variables that play a role, from your systems, your communication skills, to the areas you target, socio-demographics, all these. But let's just assume, and I'm just assuming it, I'm just kind of baselining it, it's going to change. But let's just say you need 10 leads to get 1 appointment. So that means in the next 12 months, you need to generate 1,200 leads.
Yeah.
No, I'm wrong. 1,000 leads. My math is off. My math is horrible. I suck at math. So you need to generate 1,000 leads. And if I divide it by 12, what do we end? 1,000 divided by 12. So every month you need to generate 83 to 84 leads.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, 83 to 84. Now,
that's less than I calculated. Yeah.
And it's going to change, and you will adjust and tweak it. Yeah. And if I divide it by 24 work days, so that's 3.5 leads a day. So that's your target. Now, out of those 3.5, some will come as referrals, some will come from your open houses, some will come as FISBOs, some will come from your online marketing, and some will be. So to answer your question, how many, you need to come up a simple plan. You don't need to overthink this or make it too complicated.
No, I'm trying to do like the schedule that you told us on Monday. Yeah. I have it. I wrote it down here. See, I have all 16 steps. So if I have, what I do is if I do enough, what's it called? If I do enough, like organize myself. Every day I do like 10 letters, and then I do 10 phone calls, and then I do 10 emails, and then knock on a minimum of 5 doors. I have to, the only thing, it's only organization.
Yes, and it's staying on schedule. You're absolutely right. Staying focused, disciplined, and keeping organized.
Like
So
probably
if
I
you
won't
make
be able to
leads
do
a day,
Yeah.
out of those, maybe one can be expired.
Yeah.
That's pretty realistic.
Yeah.
So one a day, 25 a month. So then you have to figure out, well, how many potential expireds do I need to end up with one good lead every day? And after about a week of doing this, you will have enough numbers, enough data.
Yeah. Because what's happening is like a walk-in or a friend or something, what happens is either they don't refer me yet because I've been only working for a year, or they, usually this is for people that are walk-ins or from floor time. They would, for example, look for houses and then suddenly drop me. And so I can't depend on those two categories. For now, I'm depending on expires.
Good. I would
as
add 3 more to it. So this way you have 4 working funnels generating these leads for you. Because I can tell you're very determined.
I'm putting in 8 hours of work every day.
You really want to make it work. So I appreciate your work ethic and your discipline and your focus. Awesome. Now we're going to fine tune the systems.
Exactly.
So that you're getting results. So you're already working the expireds. Go through that checklist, watch the videos, make sure you're doing it, make sure you follow the system.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to set up these funnels. So you have new and old expireds. That's your funnel number 1. Fantastic.
Exactly.
You're building it. You're getting good at it. Practice the communication. Make sure you come across as confident. That's very important.
Yes.
Second one, if you have them, I don't know about Albuquerque, but if you have them, start work for sale by owners.
Fisbos, yes.
Very good source of business. So that's your second funnel. Third funnel is your sphere of influence. Everybody on your sphere, including your neighbors, your friends, your relatives, everybody must know who you are, what you do, how to
I am doing that. Yes.
Yeah.
Every month I send them something. I have them on a drip campaign.
Outstanding. Good. Yeah. And the last one would be a good open house. And that's all we need to get started. One good open house every weekend. Work in your sphere, work in Fisbos, work in expired.
Okay. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Well, yes and no.
It's hard when you keep on working 7 days a week all day long and nothing coming back.
No results can be very discouraging.
That is very discouraging. But other than that, I'm sure, and we're trained to work harder than that.
Sure. And I mean, it's going to be hard either way.
Yeah.
You see, you can get a cushy job working in some office or doing something. That's going to be easy. There'll be no stress, no rejection. But what's going to make it hard is you're going to hit an income ceiling. And there'll be somebody else determining how much money and how much freedom you're going to have in your life.
Yeah, or you're doing the same thing again and again and again. Everything has its catch.
Pros and cons, exactly. Yeah. That's very, very true.
So if
the difference here is, you can sit down and hash out a plan to say, I want to make 200,000. I want to make 300,000. I want to help people in the process do something well and make a lot of money doing it.
I had a client the other day that they found the house, but the husband is not like, you can feel he's afraid. I have to go and tell him, we can break it down like this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do inspections. You don't need to pay it all in cash, which what he was planning to do. He's fine now. Cool. That's not bad. I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
That when I did the CMAs, there are some areas, well, Albuquerque is not like on the East Coast, but where some areas are, I had to go back 5 years to get some movement in market. The market in that specific street is very slow. Do I leave that area?
No. If there is low demand for housing there, and if it will take you months and months and months to get that property sold, stay away.
Okay. Oh, and then remember when you talked about the video where you talked about the 90-day guarantee?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me show. Yes, Coldwell Banker is pretty conservative. That's been my experience.
Yes. Well, and they help me a lot. But what I'm saying is that because I don't have income yet, the listings and sellings are very low. I can't afford, and I want to pick your brain about this. I can't afford to tell them that my job will be for free, because there are people in Coldwell Banker that needs to be paid. But if I tell them I will be paid, instead of 3% of commission, 1.5. That way, at least my advertisement will be paid for and Coldwell Banker will be paid for. Does that make sense?
It does and it does not.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. Here's the conversation I had with my broker about this. Same reasoning. We want to get paid. So I asked, if I don't get that listing, how much money are you going to get paid? How many dollars?
Yeah, none.
Zero. If I get that listing, but it doesn't sell, how much money are you going to get paid?
But it doesn't sell the same thing? None.
Zero. So if I take the listing and I execute the guarantee, how is that any different to you guys? And if I take the listing, how much money and effort and work have you guys put into getting that listing?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
It's really that simple. If I choose to work for free, I'll work for free. And many times, as you know, showing properties, working with buyers especially, you're going to work
for free. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I understand that they're trying to protect themselves and you. I get it.
Yeah.
But from a marketing standpoint, you're going to lose listings because somebody else will be more creative when it comes to presenting. Because what the guarantee really does is just presents confidence in your service. It is not for you to work free or offer some kind of gimmick. That's not the idea.
No.
It's to demonstrate to the seller, look, I know what I'm doing. I trust what I'm doing. I don't want to work for free. I don't ever want to come to the point where the guarantee kicks in.
One of my colleagues in my office, this is going to crack you up. He had a house that didn't sell for like 2 or 3 months. And then he put on this sign, whoever buys this house will get $500 worth of tacos. And then he did get, he made a website that under that name and that's his thing. Whoever buys the house will get $500 worth of tacos.
That's a great, it makes him stand out.
I know.
You know, does it really matter? Of course not. But
no.
The idea is to stand out, offer something of value. And I always felt like when you go shopping, like I like Nordstrom's. Not because I'm a snob, but because I just like their stuff. It's good.
No, their stuff is good.
And they would never give you any hassle about returns. They have the best guarantee when it comes to returning items. Here's an interesting thing. I sometimes go to the private shopper thing. I get invited. I feel special, you know, the private thing. And I got to talk to one of the general managers there. They serve you coffee. It's kind of pretty cool. And he says, you know, the funniest thing happened. This guy comes in and he returns a pair of shoes. And they're like super cool about it. He didn't have the box, didn't have the receipt. They're like, no worries, we'll take them. After he left, she said, we don't sell these shoes. These are not our shoes.
Oh my God.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the level of commitment they have to their customers.
Yeah.
Because they know I would rather spend a few $100s and keep my reputation and make my customer happy, even if it means they obviously taking advantage of it and are abusing it.
Yeah.
It's the same with the guarantee. You just want to portray yourself. Look, you can trust me.
Yeah.
I don't want to work for free. I never want to come to that point where the guarantee will be executed. But I just want you to know you're in good hands. That's it.
That means how sure I am.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. If you don't trust yourself, how do you expect your clients to trust you?
Yes, that is true.
If you don't have confidence in yourself, there is no way they're going to have confidence in you. I always use that silly example of a dentist. If I go to a dentist and he doesn't 100% trust himself, well, fuck no, you're not going to get even close to my teeth, buddy. You know, I want somebody who is 100% confident that they know what they're doing.
Yes.
And that's the point of the guarantee. I can also tell you from experience, nobody ever mentions it during the listing presentation, because at that point, there's already so much trust and connection built in.
Yeah. And I've noticed, and I've talked to several realtors that for expireds, they don't go down that route. And that's why I'm finding I'm more stressing to go through that way, through expires.
Yeah. Now, you don't want to be misleading.
I don't want to be
with the seller.
No.
Here are the terms. Here are the conditions. If they even bring it up, most will not. But I would have occasionally sellers says, what about this guarantee thing? I would say, okay, it needs to be certain price, certain commissions. The house needs to be staged, cleaned up. They need to be easy access. All these things, if they are in place, perfectly fine. Most of the time, they're handled the way.
All right. I got it.
Helpful?
Very, very. Yeah, very.
I really appreciate your focus. I can tell that you're really determined. You have this like pit bull energy of like, I'm going to make this work. And that's really
It's not working, but it's not working.
Measure your progress by your steps you control. See, here's what I mean. You don't have direct control whether FISBO or an expired calls you back. You can't control that directly.
No.
you don't control directly whether they're going to have an appointment with you or not, or you're going to get that listing. So don't measure your success right now based on that.
No, I'm not.
And evaluate the process. Like right now, we discovered that there were some pieces missing. That's why you're not getting the results you would like.
Yeah.
Once you have them in place, fine tune it, evaluate again. But the way you're going to measure your progress is by, are you taking the steps?
Yeah. And I'm feeling the steps are more stronger and with confidence than I signed up for the Expired Plus.
Yeah. And it's going to take a little bit of time. You're learning a new skill. You're putting together a system that is not just like super simple. It's going to take a little time and little tweaking and fine tuning, but you're on the right track. There are no other secrets than what you already have. There's nothing else out there. Getting good at communication, important. Like you said, managing your time, staying on track, very important. Having good contact management system, because it's going to require the follow-up. Important.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, taking all the steps, text them if you can, call them if you can, visit them if you can, mail them if you can. All those are important, because if you start taking those communication channels out, the level of impact of your message will go down.
Yeah.
Just like you said, getting a letter from a stranger is one thing as opposed to having a conversation.
Obviously, because what my QB told me that they would get a lot of customers would get a lot of letters, but nobody will get them knock on their door. They would either get phone calls or letters or Facebook, but nobody would knock on their door.
Yeah. Now imagine you'll be the one that does all four.
Yeah. Yeah. Would that website, what is it called? Espresso, would it give me email address?
Yes, if they can. Now, of course, it's not 100%, but yes. They will give you emails, phone numbers, cell numbers, all that.
Because I tried the Cole, I think it's called, the website is called Cole.
Cole Realty Resource.
Yeah, and I only got like, out of 148, I got like 5 or 3.
Espresso will do better. Not perfect, and some of it depends on the MLS and the data they get to begin with.
All right.
But just use my name, Borino, and that's a special code. Try it for 30 days. See how good it is.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Yes.
All right, my son. Good chatting with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
Great talking with you. I'll send you the recording. If you have questions, just reach out. Let me know.
All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Nice talking with you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.